interview with Gavin McInally from Damnation Festival. Here we go. Right, how did it all start?
How did Damnation all start? Well, so I was I get into metal music quite late. I get metal music when I was about 19, so not the usual story. My dad liked Metallica and fucking Slayer or thingy. So I was like dance music and fucking pop and all the usual nonsense. And then a friend gave me this VHS tape that had fucking Incubus and Marilyn Manson and early Slipknot. That sort of 99, 2000 period, probably a push. Maybe 98. So I get into at that point. I really enjoyed right from the start, and then it was the Ozfest. When it was Ozfest 2001, then the Milton Keynes Bowl, and then they done the Ozfest 2002, and then it was first download in 2003. So at that point, I was a bit like, well, I quite like this, but fucking couldn't tell you the difference between a guitar and a drum kit. You know what I mean? So I was never getting the musician route. So I was a bit like, okay, what else? How did I get involved? How did I get involved in this scene? And promoting seemed like an obvious. Because at the start, you're looking at download, and the bands that I was into very quickly were Raging Speed Hall and 1 Minute Silence and Stamping Ground and fucking, dare I say, Lost Prophets. I mean, the band that shall not be mentioned. So you're looking at the early Bloodstock, the early downloads, and it's Bowling for Soup and Disturbed and stuff. So I'm crying out at the time like, I would love to go and see Stamping Ground, like playing this album. I loving it, and you're like, you're getting wee 25-minute sets in the full stage rather than what I was looking for at that time when I was a fan. So I never knew Bloodstock existed, even if it did back then. It was a power metal festival. There was nothing else kind of doing that type of music. I thought, well, what's the harm in trying to get a few grand together and stick something in a pub? We'll get some bands, we'll stick them in a pub, and we'll see if we can attract some fans, and then that snowballed. We get Raging Speed Hall and Sixth and Entombed and Go Rotted, and that first year sold 1,000 tickets, and that's exactly, it's that first show I ever done was the first Damnation.
Wow, that's impressive stuff.
Aye, well, it was a bit scary. Something about ignorance is bliss in that situation. When you look back and realise you don't have stage managers and you don't have stage times. I mean, something as basic as stage times. There was some real amateur hour stuff going on in that first year, which thankfully it had just been such a good day that people sort of overlooked.
Yeah. So did you sell tickets for it?
So we sold tickets from the first year. They just went through like I can't remember who it was. It's called C tickets, and it went on sale. But it was like £13 a ticket for 14 bands. And as I say, they were good. But it was good bands. I mean, Speed Hall and Sixth and that were all doing decent numbers at the time. So it did sell out to 1,000 fans, which was. At the time, it just seemed like I never knew any difference. So selling it to 1,000 fans seemed great, but it didn't seem like as spectacular as it would like now. I mean, you start as a promoter now and try to sell 1,000 tickets. It's fucking near impossible.
Yeah, you
so it started well, and it was it was a good day, and that's your question. How it started.
Amazing. Okay, so how did the move to? Did you start off in Leeds or did you start off in Manchester and then move?
We were in Manchester at a place called Jilly's Rock World, which is now a Tesco. And I think it was Oxford Road. I'm from Glasgow, so there was no real link to any of these cities for me personally. It was just a case of that's where a venue was available to start the festival.
Yeah.
And we went there. So the first year, it was a Sunday. They had a club night, very successful club night on a Saturday, and they weren't keen and giving it up to allow anything to happen. So in the second year, we fought to try and get it again. They said no. And by the third year, after the second sale, we're like, we need to go somewhere else. I want it to be a Saturday. I think it started at 4 p.m. So I was like, I'd like it to start at noon. Yeah. Like more of a festival feel. So we asked about it. In Manchester, we tried the Academy and had the same sort of restrictions and curfews. So we went for, we found the Leeds Met University, which we done for 1 year in 2007, which was a great big main stage but a terrible second stage. Right. That we had like, I don't know, after that kind of aborted in 1349 playing, and like 500, 600, 700 fans were trying to get into a room that maybe take 400. It was a bit. So that didn't work, and then we ended up at Leeds. Well, we were until this year.
Amazing. Okay, so what? Had you been thinking about moving to Manchester for a while, or was it just we need bigger? We need to get
what's happened is I was happy enough in Leeds, happy enough in that venue. But what was happening what does happen with Damnation is Damnation fans like to come through the door. A wee bit like at Tangent actually, at noon, at doors opening. They want to go and see opening band, they want to go and see the Inferno Sea, they want to see June, Boss, Lloyd. The Damnation fans no buying a ticket just to go and see Opeth. So
No.
But what was happening was that you're selling 3,000 tickets, and some of these stages are only taking like 600, 800, 1,400. So you're quickly getting a situation where you're getting 1,000 fans trying to see fucking the Inferno Sea.
Like last year, I managed to leave. I can't remember who I was watching at the time, but I left them early to make sure I went to watch June. But a friend of mine, they were queuing down the stairs. It was nuts.
We booked June, so there's no just disrespect to June, but that fucking stage takes 900 people, and you couldn't get in. The June's next show will not be 900 people. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
It's the example of how the Damnation fans, when they come, it's like they want to make a deal of it. They want to see the bands up there. They're not there to stroll in at 9 o'clock, catch a headline band, and then walk away. And then that becomes an issue, because if you're a fan, you want to see June, Man Must Die, and Abduction, and you can't see them. You sit in a queue in your days. Shit. I mean, so, and we recognise that. So there was an annoyance that we just couldn't get the balance right. There doesn't be any other option than book shite bands. It seemed to be the only way to stop people getting on these stages was to book shite bands, and we're obviously not going to do that. So I had to go somewhere bigger, and I'd noticed that Outbreak Festival had found this arena in Manchester. We thought, right, okay, let's at least give it a bash. If it doesn't work, then okay, we can always. There's no severed relationship. At least we could always go back there and attempt it again. But so far so good. We're doing well for this year, so it looks like it's there for the future.
Amazing. Okay. I thought of the question and it's gone. Okay. What has been your favourite? Do you have a favourite lineup year for Damnation?
Do you know what? I think I'm a bit contrary with this one. It's probably not my favourite lineup year, but it's the year that I lost money. It was 2009, right? And I think because the lineup was so fucking brilliant, but it still lost money. I'm a bit like, I'm defensive, right? because you're talking, it's we had Life Agony, Electric Wizard, Destruction, This Will Destroy You, Lock Up played, Rotten Christ played, Where Jesu played, Anathema played. If you put that lineup on now for this year,
it would sell out in minutes.
For whatever reason, I don't know if there was just we never struck a chord with people that year. The advertised was there, or people felt 2008 was too busy with Carcass. We just never done the ticket sales. We lost money. But I always look at that post like.
That's the one.
That's the one. That's the fucking one. So, that 2009 was a cracker. I'm doing a look at some of the lineups since, and they're pretty spectacular as well. But the 2009 sticks me because people didn't agree at the time.
Right.
And then ultimately, when This Will Destroy You, almost headlining the main stage here. Electric Wizard are headlining Psycho Las Vegas and fucking Desert Fest and Woodburn and Life Agony. There was a lot of really good stuff on that year that just people never. We had therapy that year as well. There was like a lot of good stuff. So you haven't had like this. It was a good year.
You've got a reputation for being open and honest with the people that go to Damnation. Was that a conscious thing, or did that just evolve?
No, it seemed not want to. It's not about me. Right? So that was the easiest thing. Was like I get that quite a lot. You're quite open. You're open and transparent. You're honest with people. It was almost as if that was a talent. Like I was great at football, then 1,000 keep-ups. So I mean, it's like no, that's the easiest thing because you're just being yourself. But you can see why people see that as a compliment, because there's so much bullshit you get for elsewhere in the industry.
I mean, there's not many festivals that you can point to that are people that are open as that. I think people genuinely really appreciate that about Damnation. I think that's the reason why people buy tickets without even seeing the lineup. It's certainly why I do it.
It's a weird one because at the very start, so you're young, at 23 when I started Damnation, and you're trying to get right, okay, how do you mimic or grow into being what the industry is? Like, so when you look at these bigger events and they're successful, and you see them losing bands and not telling people why, changing days, adding stuff in, fucking ticket sales are not getting refunded for clearly refundable issues, and you're like, okay, that doesn't seem like the best business practice, but these guys are all still making millions of pounds. They're all the biggest events, and so there was a wee bit maybe between like 2006, maybe 2010, 11, where it's not that I was ever any less honest. I just probably wasn't as open about it. I mean, like exactly how things were going. At some point, been a newspaper editor for 5 years, been a journalist since I was 19. at some point I realised, well, once you look peep behind the curtain, it's not quite as impressive as you think it is. You know, these guys, a lot of them are just winging it, as I am now too. But so there was never any real playbook that was this is the way to do it. And ultimately, the more transparent we became, especially it really triggered it when they got to the pandemic, and like a lot of events were just bullshitting ticket sales. They were never happening.
Absolutely,
and when we decided like early, we're just going to take tickets off sale because they didn't like the idea of selling a ticket to an event I didn't know could happen. And then that's when this whole thing seemed to become, and then I've kind of leaned into it a wee bit with the podcast and just be like, okay, well, because where does it go? Who are you going to upset? I mean, an agent, a manager, well, so fuck. I mean, ultimately, these people, I think the biggest complaint's going to be, oh, you know, you're too honest with the fans. Well, you know what?
That's not.
It's not
a compliment.
It's not a terrible insult. It's not like I'm out here saying, you know, this band will cost that much or this band's rider. You know, like we're not. It's not an expose. I mean, we're not. There's a lot of confidential stuff that happens. It stays professional and stays. That doesn't go public. However, I think there's definitely a more level of transparency that some of these events can manage and take away for it. And if Damnation has done extra ticket sales for it, well, there's your motivation for doing that, because if people are going to buy tickets to the event because you're being upfront with them, then go for it.
Absolutely. Train of thought. Sorry. Very unprofessional.
Not at all. Not at all. What's different about this year?
Yes.
We have. So it was supposed to be four stages, where you've been before. It's been 4 stages.
Yeah.
It's now 3, but it's in a weird way, because you're getting into this fucking huge 6,000 capacity main stage, and then you've got 2 second stages, but you're reducing the clashes because there's nothing to clash for the main stage.
Right.
So you can now go and see. So it's going to be like Ministry, At the Gates, Converge, My Dying Bride. And those bands, there's no choice now with them. I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like if you don't like it, there's nothing else to do. You fucking go and get yourself a food or drink. What I'm saying is, like, it's not like it's been in the past with Damnation. You're kind of, shit, I really like Imperial Triumphant, but I also really like Opeth. So and then I'm kind of doing that. And then what will happen when the second, third stages? One will be Extreme, Decapitated, Pig Destroyer, Full of Hell, Despised Icon, and one will be that Doom and Prog, We Lost the Sea, Elder, Pallbearer. So then, you know what? Damnation fans, you tend to have quite a good taste in music. You probably will like both, but you kind of know how you feel about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're a bit like, I'm in the mood for a bit of Pallbearer.
Yeah.
So I'd nod my head for a bit. I'm in the mood for a bit of Pig Destroyer and batter fuck at the guy beside me. You know what I mean? So I think clashes are a bit more palatable with people when they can see why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's not two thrash bands clashing. You're a bit like, fuck, I'd like to see both of them in the mood for both.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. So, how did the podcast come about then? Did that was just a chat with a couple of friends, or
both them? Well, it was first off, it was like, well, I'm a journalist, you know what I mean? So it's if you've got one skill and the accent's a wee bit, so that's a bit difficult for people to get across. Which maybe why it took me as long as it did to start, but it was boredom. You're stuck in. As I explained earlier, you get into the music scene or the industry because you try to find a path out. You were a musician, so you couldn't have that, so you find it in promoting, and then that gets taken away from you for 2 years. So for the first year since you're 23, you've got nothing to offer, you've got nothing to do. Like you can't go and see a gig, you can't promote a gig, you can't do anything. You're a bit like everybody's stuck in that same position. It's about, well, still want to talk about it, still care, I'm still interested in what these bands are doing, and then you're a bit like, well, you get that insight, and you get the insight of being a promoter, you get the ability that you're a journalist, and then, as you said, there's that open transparency that you think, listening to some of these metal podcasts, it's just fucking waffle. I mean, it's just the same shit you're reading in the magazines. So you get to the end of it, there's nothing tangible, you've not actually learned anything in it. It's just like some fucking persona that a band, a singer's told you, and you're like, I don't know anything about what that guy's feelings were playing the main stage in Bloodstock, or how he get booked for that tangent. Like, I don't fucking know anything different other than fucking blue sky thinking and circle back nonsense. So there was that, and that took people liked it. It's a niche within a niche within a niche. You know what I mean? So you're not going to be Joe Rogan now, but it's like I'm dealing with the extreme metal bands and that already know about Damnation, fans that already know about Damnation, which in itself, in the grand scale, has got a small event. So it was done with that in mind, that there's no pressure for it to be in. Doesn't need advertisers, doesn't need anything. But a few thousand listeners per episode, you're thinking, like, if I stood on a stage in front of a few thousand people, I'd be shitting myself, you know what I mean? So, it was a bit like, well, good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. And it did well. But then, my dad, a free newspaper editor, Damnation started again. There was a lot of other stuff. I mean, I'm really keen to go back to it. And I will go back to it. But it's just like there's a lot on, because you need to source interview, do the interview, get it sent away, get it all packaged up, production, then you need to promote it, and then you feel like if you're not going to promote it and get round about the social media sites, that you're doing a disservice to the guest. And I mean, asking somebody to come and give you 2 hours of their time and then you're not pushing it. And that becomes, the one thing I'm not great at self-promotion. I mean, I'm quite happy to promote Damnation, but I'm not going to sit here and force listen to my podcast, because it sounds like that whole new, by the way, I'm a vegan thing, you know what I mean?
Oh, don't. Yeah. Well, how do you know someone's a vegan? Because they'll tell you.
Exactly. That's how we podcast now. They'll tell you you've got one, and I know why people are a bit like when they first hear it, it's like, oh fuck, I've heard some of the podcasts that people do be listening, and they're absolute dog shite. So, there's no. It's a lot as well for people to give. It's like, you need to. How much can you choose to listen to in an hour and a half? Fucking an unlimited amount of great new music. Professionally done podcasts, fucking audiobooks, and I mean, for something to actually give you an hour and a half of your time listening, it's like, I appreciate the amount of folk that have done it. And I'm hoping to get back to it. My plan is to get back to it.
I found them fascinating, I must admit. I really enjoyed them. I don't usually listen to that kind of stuff, but I made an exception for that, because they were genuinely interesting to me. Anyway.
Well, I appreciate you saying it. Was weirdly, because we were getting, what would happen is you would get those, you're not down like astronomical numbers, and it's not like something you make good, but you were getting like a band would get in touch with you from Newcastle and say, like, we've been in a band for 15 years and literally learned more in 4 episodes of Damnation Versus than we did in fucking like auditorium. Like, how a promoter feels, how they think, why some bands come out, why they don't get banned, because otherwise you're just getting a fucking get, you know? It's your fingers in the wind up there. I'm like, where's the wind direction going? You've got no. And I understand that, because I was myself when you can like, like, so much in the promotion that's like, this doesn't make sense, and why is it like that? Why are these bands getting it? And then you realise a lot of bullshit, a lot of friendships and relationships, and then there's that, but like, you think your band's getting ignored, but ultimately there's just wee bits of your puzzle that are just no right for that certain event that you could address. You know what I mean? Something like as simple as I said to one band when I had them on, make just fucking music instantly available as soon as I click on that link, you know what I mean? Don't make me jump through forward, because you're getting a Vicky Hungerford or James Scarlett. They're getting 1,000 of these, you know what I mean? And if they can't find you and it's no like fucking right there in front of them, they're just going to move on, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And daft things like that sound so obvious when you say them. It's like some bands don't have that. Even established bands don't have that access to, like, just here's what we're all about very quickly, so you move on.
Right, okay. So that moves me on to the next point is, do you have control over who plays? I mean, there must be a myriad of different reasons why you pick bands, certain bands. Say, do you just say, right, I like that band, I want them to play, or is it a case of what's going to work over the day?
Yeah, I mean, I have total control over what happens. I mean, something that we're very, very strict on is there's no buy-ons at Damnation, and I don't like favours, and I don't like tour support. If a tour lands and it's fucking, I mean, if Converge are playing and I bring in Full of Hell, I will book.
Well, that's a no-brainer.
Converge and Full of Hell, but they're also touring with Pet Brick. Now, I've got nothing particular against Pet Brick. I'm sure that'd have been a decent enough booking, but was Pet Brick more exciting than an Oceano or an Incantation? Well, to me, no, because those 3 bands are playing in London, and if you're so desperate to go and see that tour, you can go down and see it. But Full of Hell in themselves are just an exciting band that I would book without being in that tour. Pet Brick might not have been the band that I would proactively go and approach if they weren't on the tour. So there's a bit of that. Sometimes the agents don't get that as well. They're a bit like, oh, well, there's just this ready-made package for you, and get this band for buttons when it could cost you so much more. That's not what it's about. You know what I mean? It's about having a line-up when somebody looks at it and goes, fucking hell. You know what I mean? It's like, so we have total control of it, but we have total control over the decision making, but we have very little control over the outside factors, and the outside factors are availability. Ultimately, fucking bands no touring, you're just not getting them. You know what I mean? It's like, why haven't you noticed Asleep never played Damnation? They've just never been available. You know what I mean? Then there's fees. Sometimes people just ask for ridiculous fees. They're like, oh, we headline Vakin. Yes, that's great, and I'm sure I saw the video and it looked fucking cracking and that, but you do 200 tickets in Leeds, you know what I mean? So you need to be realistic about what territories you're moving into. And then there's relationships. The saddest part is the relationships you get with like agents and managers. So I never thought that'd be a thing 15 years ago. That if I had a great relationship with you and you had 10 bands, I was much more likely to get all 10 of your bands than somebody that I never really knew. I'd probably at the end of the day, we're all professionals. If I send you an offer, you don't need to like me personally or know me or sit down. I mean, I understand that agents are not going to just be handing their bands out willy-nilly to fucking failed festivals, but Damnation's been going now for a long time, never collapsed once. So take you 10 minutes to research that. But personally, because we've never sat down and I've never patched your back or looked after one of your shite bands, then I don't get an opportunity to book your big bands. And I think that's a real disservice to the bands and the fans, because in a lot of cases I don't think the bands know that. I don't think the bands know that they've not been booked for Damnation, or no, because ultimately their agent never bothered us doing the work, because he never thought that Damnation is what it is, which is now soon to be fucking biggest indoor metal festival in Europe. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's
exactly.
I'm not saying it's Bloodstock or fucking download, but it's still something.
Yeah, of course, so, absolutely. So, are there any bands that you really want to book that you've not yet booked?
Yeah. So, I mean, in different levels as well, because what you get, what's quite exciting about the whole arena thing when you get that amount of fans is there's an opportunity to go really under the radar.
I think just as a, sorry to butt in, but I think what Damnation is really known for, especially with the people that I know, is promoting smaller bands. And I think a lot of bands have gone on to have a big career using Damnation as a launch pad. I think, do you do that?
It's not deliberate, but it's deliberate in the sense we want to have those bands apart. What happens after that, and then that's all they're doing. I mean, I hope that Damnation played that part in getting them that extra step up, but there's definitely the whole, when you get enough fans to go and say, you know, it'd be fucking amazing, man, going to ask We Lost the Sea to come across through Australia. I mean, imagine getting We Lost the Sea to come across, never played the UK before. And a bit like that band, I mean, even let's just say they play for absolutely free, the fucking flights alone are prohibitive to doing anything. I mean, so they need to tie it into a full kind of cross Europe thing. The timing needs to work for them, it needs to be the right event for them. But at the same time, at the time you're sitting as a promo, like, that may not sell me any tickets. You know what I mean? But if Converge and Ministry and At the Gates and My Dying Bride and Pig Destroyer and Paul Bernelda have all done their job, and we've done it right promoting them, then you have a situation where We Lost the Sea don't need to sell tickets, and then So Hideous, they've never played the UK, coming across from New York to do that black and sort of jazz metal, which is fucking excellent. And just like it's just like that's great. You know what I mean? It's like some fans are going to walk into these kind of bands and be like, what the fuck, this is my new favourite band. Some fans are not going to do the research, completely miss them and find them out 5 years later. And some of those going to be in between, but it's like that's what's great about being able to book your tours and what you're planning to do. And then the other side of it is the big bands that have, but like there's always the ones like, so who have we got? Emperor. Obviously love Emperor. Now, we've never booked them. Neurosis, never booked them. Sleep, great band, never booked them. Paul, who organised Damnation, he's a big fan of Botch, who there's keeping rumours about them coming back.
That tweet they did. The tweet or the little picture?
It was a wee picture of a drum kit.
Yeah, it was playing with some mates in high school.
They're doing good with that. So there's plenty of bigger bands as well that we've never get round to booking up with Testament. Because sometimes with man, it's not, people kind of mix up. It's not about my personal taste. Right. I mean, if you can get these wee treats dotted about the lineup that I love, like a Converge, Pig Destroyer, We Lost the Sea, So Hideous, that's brilliant. But there's also plenty on a lineup where I'll book because I just know it's good for Damnation.
You're going to sell tickets for the back of it.
Testament would be a great example.
Right,
like, I don't know if I was sitting here listening to a Testament album, but I'd fucking rip your hand off to book Testament because I know that they're absolute fucking gods in that thrash scene. I know that the Damnation fan base is going to buy into that. I know that it's going to work well for what we do. Then you get that wee bit of crossover between all those different genres where people go, Testament, one of the good ones, you know what I mean? So plenty of big bands we've yet to book, plenty of small bands. There's one band I've got in my So Hideous sort of type thing, is a band called Show Me a Dinosaur. I don't know if you know them from Russia.
Yeah, from Russia,
and then they've got that track Red River, which is just absolutely fucking spectacular. So there's these people, and that's what makes it exciting. Not just like I like Radio Speed on the Knowledge Goblin and Anno Nathrak and Acrocop, but not just in every year going, these are 4 good bands that I can just continually put on this lineup, and then everybody else, Uprising does it, Manifest does it, Revolution does it, they're on the stages at Bloodstock, and like, we've all just doing the exact same thing, fucking anyway, like, no one is doing So Hideous and We Lost the Sea.
It must, on the back of that, it must make you happy, because I noticed on the comments in the Facebook page, there's a couple of people that said, oh, I've never heard of We Lost the Sea, I listened to them and now I can't wait to watch We Lost the Sea.
Yes.
It's that kind of thing that must make you think,
yeah, absolutely. Appreciate that, because it's like, well, you're taking that fun, innit? Because at the start you're a bit like, you ever done that with your mates? You got a band and you said in the pub, you go, oh, listen to this band, and you're a bit like, I hope they like it. It's just like a bigger gamble version of that, because it's £65, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I really hope you fucking like it, because I want you to buy a ticket. But ultimately, the validation's the same, isn't it? It's like, here's a band that I found that I fell in love with. Here I'm presenting with you guys.
Yeah.
I hope you fall in love with them too, and more often than not, folk do. And also, there's like, you have to accept it, Damnation. You're going to get people that go to Damnation and absolutely hate the other thing. That's necessary.
Yeah.
You can't. There's no point putting an extreme stage and then having a doom and prog stage, and then everybody saying, "Oh, my favourite band was Despise Icon and Bell Witch." Know what I mean? You're like, sorry, I like them all from, but if everybody just likes every fucking band, all you get is like, how many clashes at this fucking festival? You know what I mean?
It would be a nightmare.
So there's a bit that I understand that, and see, as long as people aren't being critical just for the fucking thing of being a dick, like just like, well, what you'll get is, I don't know any bands in this lineup that look shite, like, well, it's clearly not an event for you, is it? I mean, like, if you're listening to all 27 bands and you hate them all, I'm like, well, that's probably not an event for you either, but at least you've given it a shot. But it's much easier to dismiss somebody who goes like, oh, they've only heard that and they picked the one favourite band. They pick the band that's 3/4 way down the bill, say they should headline, just because it's the band that they like.
What they know.
Yeah, okay, pal.
Yeah.
Jog on.
So, I take it the plan is to stay at Manchester?
Yeah, that's
foreseeable.
That's the foreseeable. I mean, I've been asked that a few times, because it's about, okay, what happens next? And usually when you're in Leeds and you get quite comfortable, you're like, oh, well, here, that's what's going to happen in 2023, 2024. But genuinely, the focus at the minute is just making sure this year works, because there's a lot to get right. You know what I mean? For a quite a demanding fan base as well. So we're trying to make sure that happens, that everything goes well, the food's good, that the access to toilets are good, that the bone stuff, but it's no bone for a fan when they're there, and they want to get a drink at a reasonable price, or a burrito, or a fucking toilet as we covered in shite. So it's that stuff we're working on in a minute. So if the fans come and it's like a screaming success, you'd be like, okay, well, let's double down on this, you know what I mean? Let's get these 6,000 fans back next year, maybe another big bumper pre-show, and take it from there.
So, are there any plans to? I know I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but are there any plans for the point? I know people keep asking about that all the time.
Because the problem with this is it should already be there, and it should be announced. I understand that people have got hotels to book, they've got holidays to take from work, and what I know. The problem with this first line was financial. Yeah. It's like moving into this fucking astronomically different in price for Leeds University. So I didn't want, and like what have we seen this year? Nothing but cancellations left, right and centre, right? So Damnation is not going to go down that route. Yeah. So what has to be the absolute priority is protecting the Saturday, protecting Damnation, making sure ticket sales are there, and that's all legitimately secure before we can even start turning your attention. They were there. I mean, I've been there now for a wee while, but it's a bit now, what do you do, and keep this production in for another day, and what bands are available, and so there's absolutely a plan to get something for Damnation, for a night of salvation ultimately. But now we're scrambling for what bands are available, what bands will do something different, what bands will do an album set, something a bit quirky. I mean, like, what's the point last year of doing 4 spectacular album sets, and then this year just going, oh, here's like 4 bands.
It's just a normal run-of-the-mill gig.
So there's that, and that comes with its own percent. Bands don't want to do an album set, they just want to play. And so there's what's good about it is this year it's a bit of a test, that we can be flexible. If we get our hands on some really big fucking bands, we can use big rooms and sell those tickets. If we get our hands on really good bands but are smaller, we can use a smaller room, keep it a bit cheaper for people. So there is something's going to happen, and it'll be good whatever happens. But at the minute, like, I don't even have something to write out the bag, other than the fact there is a Friday, but we're trying to put that together now.
Right, okay. What about It's a personal question. What about what's going on with the Cantina bar?
Okay. The first person, I've been interviewed a lot, but the first person to ask me the Cantina bar. So here's what I was doing, because I don't like that. I don't like the idea of VIP passes. Right? I don't like the idea of that separation of VIP. I don't think it sits well with the whole Damnation. So, but at the same time, a spade's a spade. I mean, there's like someone's going to have a ticket that does something different. So
yeah,
you know, but like ideally is I want a forum pass, a forum sort of thing, like for people that are there.
Yeah.
That Cantina bar only takes 250, 300 people, right? So that's like, so it's no
a tiny percentage.
It's a tiny percentage, which is why I want to keep it at that. Maybe get something on board. Maybe do what would be the equivalent of a VIP pass for a surcharge or whatever that be, 15 quid or whatever.
Yeah.
And that get you in. You'd have the Cantina bar, you get the toilets upstairs, try and get some entertainment involved in that. Maybe thinking about a VIP sort of platform at the other side, because we obviously don't have a balcony anymore. And then that gives people, maybe get a wee bar in there, a private bar and that bit as well. And that gives folk the want to say, right, okay, I want to pay that wee bit extra and go up maybe a Star Wars geek, or maybe just someone who fancies that to go up a bit more comfort and get up to the toilets and all that kind of jazz. Yeah. And then trial it for the first year, and then we can build on it and see where it goes.
See what works.
Because you get two options otherwise. You open it, and you get up to 6,000
it's just going to be a nightmare.
Absolute carnage. I mean, you just ruin everybody's experience even trying to get there.
Yeah.
Or close it, and they're like, well, that was a loss of that was a loss of a room that people would have been happy to pay the wee bit extra to go into. So still thinking that over. So some sort of, but the reason I'm calling it a forum pass is not just be wanky and say it's not a VIP. It's like I'd like to keep it to the forum. So it's a case I'm not going to announce it on fucking Instagram or and Facebook, or try to be like selling it for like going to the forum and saying, listen guys, this community's grown quite substantially over the last year. Let's we're all quite friendly over here. Let's try and keep it like that. So when we go into that bit as well, it's like fuck you are. Rich Credentials and fucking Craig Smith and fucking Dominic Coleman. I mean, like the guys I've never met.
I feel like I know all these guys. I don't know them.
Yeah, you're just like these names that have stoked this community as well. You're a bit like, okay, you can go in there and be like, fuck, you're the guy who like you recommended the album and it was shite. So as you recommend the album, it was brilliant. I mean, that community about it as well, which is like can be a difficult thing to create outside the forum when you don't personally know these people. No. So that's a plan for that.
Awesome. Well, that's me personally taking a very big interest.
I'll take 50 tickets.
Moving away from Damnation in a second, who are you looking forward to this weekend?
Oh, fuck me, man, this weekend.
That's
ridiculous.
Oh,
it's ridiculous.
Nuts, I
mean, I'm good friends with the three men of it, James, Jock and Si. And James is a booker for this in 2003.
Yeah.
And we got on quite close and we'll talk behind the scenes about band availabilities and fees and all that kind of jazz. And this year for whatever, because he's always had good lineups and I've always been happy to move there, but there's just a run at something this weekend that's just fantasy land stuff. I mean, tomorrow isn't, so it goes into like Bosk, Amun Ra, and it maybe she will win the Cool. Why couldn't it do better? Like, that's, I mean, I think over the full weekend there's only like Envy, and if you had like a We Lost to See the Russian circles that you could even add to this to make it any better.
I absolutely agree. It's as if everyone that I've spoken to about this lineup says if I had a festival, it's as if they've plucked all the bands out of my head that I want to see and plucked them in a row.
Yeah,
I've never known anything like it.
Through something, because like when we joke about it at the forum as well, I try not to listen to any new bands because they're fucking in the clash with the band.
And
I done that with Respire, didn't I? The clashing with Joe Pure. I'm like, this fucking band are incredible, man. And then I just thought, I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I want to go and see. I'm going to go see Amun Ra anyway, but I don't want to see Amun Ra thinking that the band that would also be playing are amazing. I mean, I just want to enjoy them. Not even have that wee tug at the side of the brain, because you know what you could be listening to. So, it's fucking line-up is spectacular. And I'm glad to see they've not been in yet to the actual thing, but ultimately I know where this is in comparison to the car park and it looks like it's going to be rain or shine, it's going to be flatter, there's probably going to be less bottlenecks and wee bits, it used to be between the two stages. You can get stuff like that and then get a wee bit ropey there. So I hope the new lineup really works for them as well. So it looks fantastic. I'm looking forward to a fucking fantastic weekend.
Awesome. Okay, last question, because I know I just want to, like, you want to go watch the band. So, what next for Damnation?
What next for Damnation? Well, as I say,
Hopes and dreams.
hopes and dreams. Well, the hope is for this year's to sell it out. And to sell it out, I don't mean just to get to the maximum available number of tickets that we can do, because we probably won't squeeze it to that, because there's going to be a feeling out process in that first year. I don't want greed to ruin the festival's first year. I mean, so we'll probably get to a number that we feel that we're comfortable with.
Like Leeds, when you lowered them.
Yes, exactly.
The first we went was just...
What year did you go? Was it 2014 or 8?
I can't remember the first year. I think it was 15.
15?
Was that after?
Did you see boat floor?
Oh.
You never seen the boat floor? Fuck, you've not seen it really. You've not seen it really busy then. You could have crowd surfing outside. Ultimately, so what happened is we had the year in 2008, and it was really fucking busy, and we cut the capacity, but we're only really quite sure. Well, this year the capacity just got up because not enough people came, so we had a few years, and then we actually went down to just the smaller stages. And then we get back up to the 2014 boat floor blade, back up to the 4,000 capacity. A lot of complaints after that about people just not getting into rooms. But you can imagine the way Damnation that you just experienced with an extra 1,000 people in it. I mean, the main stage is always fine, but everywhere else is a fucking shit show. So there was that. And it's just the worth. You could look at it and say, like, you get an extra 500 people paying £65, which fucking is a lot of money. And you can say you can have that in your pocket right now, and you can say that's good business. Or you can say, well, what if you lose 1,000 people and never come back to your festival for the next 10 years?
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't compare.
It's a no-brainer.
So
you've got to think of the long-term health of the festival.
Absolutely. And we still get people fucking moaning it's about 2008 and never came back. Like, how much has changed since 2008? I mean, we've been doing it for like 3 or 4 years. Give us a second chance, and if you still don't like it, then acceptable, right? But like, give us a chance to show that we learned the lessons. It's not like we've ever came into the forums or the page and said everything's always been perfect.
Yeah.
Like, we've never done that. So yeah, like, give us a chance to learn from the mistakes you made.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, that comes back to my point about saying I think people really appreciate the fact that you are open, honest about it, and that people do appreciate the fact that. But like, I mean, my next question was going to be, what time is the fire alarm playing this year?
Oh, fuck's sake, man. You know, that's something you can get. But it was good. It ended up being a bit weird about that. It became
a thing.
It became such a meme that when it did happen, almost people had a smile on their face. It's like, I wasn't smiling. It's like, fucking go back. Because 2 bands are playing in the middle of that. You need to go back and try and piece the sets back together. Can they finish the last song? Can they not finish the last song? What happens the rest of the day? You're trying to knock on all the clashes are going to happen. But ultimately, people are a bit like, well. And it was such a random thing. It was ultimately when the venue had the 4 stages up and running, they were using the smoke machines. It was just overpowering the system. It had nothing to do with somebody in the toilet smoking a fag in it. It was just that the haze machines and that was just overpowering the system. The building just must have thought something's not right here. Something's not right here, so and they just kept fucking triggering the fire at the exact same time as well, which was weird. It was like 1:05 or something. So, but then after that, it just never happened again. So I don't know what the situation was. But even by the 3rd time it happened, they managed to shut it down quickly. I was like, for fuck's sake, man, fucking hell, it's hard enough. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I just couldn't stop. Everyone was just laughing about it. We just
which time's fire alarm. So don't get me wrong. I'm sure that Manchester will present its own problems, but I say we'll try and get over them the same way we did with the fire alarm.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else you want to add?
No. Thank you for your time. Thanks for showing interest in Damnation.
Thank you so much for the interview, Gavin. I really appreciate it. It was I'm putting up with my amateurish questions.
Not at all. A lot of the questions are the exact same as every couple of professionals ask, and also nobody asked me the Cantina Bar.
Oh yeah.
So you've got that one under your belt. And if you're listening, watching, reading, whatever's going to happen with this, get yourself along, support it. It's Damnation's a special event, and I don't want to say that from a biased point of view, but it's great what it offers the UK. The fact that the UK is just about to have the biggest indoor metal event on your doorstep, you think about what we all travel to. Like, I travel to France for Hellfest, I'm going to travel to Portugal for Amplifest. I don't mind travelling places for good gigs. The idea that people, I mean, you can sell Damnation easily just with the Manchester.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean, doesn't even need Glasgow, London, Leeds, everywhere else, in with Nottingham and fucking Sheffield.
Yeah.
But here we are, it's an underground scene. I understand that people are skint, I understand people who stung badly with a lot of their events, but put your trust in Damnation as well. Somewhere along the line, some of your favourite bands are going to show up on your doorstep, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And save you hundreds of pounds in hotels and everything, because it will get a track record for it. If you were the person who's going to see Bolt for a festival, we done it. You're the person who's going from Carcass to come back tonight, we done it. So some of these extreme metal bands, like your Imperial Triumphants, are only coming, or your post-rock bands like we loves to see, are only coming because Damnation is bringing them. So it's an event worth supporting, even if you're a wee bit on the fence, but like, I like 2 or 3 bands, but I'm not that fussed for the rest of it. Those 2 or 3 bands will be excellent for 60 quid.
Yeah.
You're going to have a good day, it's a great community, it's a great fucking event. Support it, and the next year maybe 9 of your favourite bands that are playing, that, I mean?
Yeah.
So, buy a fucking ticket.
From a personal point of view, I absolutely agree. I mean, I dragged 3 of us go down every year without even seeing the lineup. I buy a ticket every year. I think it's one of my favourite festivals. And like I say, it takes us. Well, one of the drive home from Leeds to Reading was one of the worst drives of my life. The first year we went, it was just horrific.
But it's possible, isn't it? It's possible.
That's the thing. I could not wait to do it again.
I've sat inside the airport lounges after fucking 11 days at Hellfest this year, and I swear to God, no one in the world will ever get me to go back 2 days later. Where's the ticket? Where's the tickets on sale? So, listen, which makes these events so special as well is people go and really let go, don't they?
Yeah.
We're talking mortgages and fucking kids and job commitments and that, and you go to something like Damnation is good with that because it's different in the sense it's that 12-hour blowout. You get a lot of folk that don't really want a day 2 or a day 3, they just want to come up.
You just one day,
absolutely smash
let
it.
rip.
I mean, you know about people who complain to me and they say, oh, that Friday killed me last year. Like, how is 4 bands in a Friday different, like a full day in a Friday Bloodstock at that tangent? I mean, like, you go for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at another event, but Damnation's like, you put on 4 bands on a Friday and you ruined my Saturday. I'm like, you haven't ruined your fucking Saturday, did I?
You're putting on 2 good events, Kev, that's the problem.
Fucking madness. People just get, and myself included, you just get excited about it. It's November, there isn't a whole lot happening about it. You just go and smash it, and you're a bit like, then you make up your like sham 40 or shit.
Oh yes, oh my goodness. Yeah, first year we went, just could not believe it.
The people that miss the bands that go and see you as well, you're like, guys, we're better than this. It's like, listen, I've done that at all those festivals I was mentioning, like your Ozfest 2001, 2002, 2003, and you're young and you're full of spunk and you drink too many Jaegers in the morning, you wake up like, I miss fucking Devil Driver. And but like Damnation's not that group, you know what I mean? People at Damnation, when I saw Exodus and Bradford 1983, you know what I mean? But why are you still sleeping at 6 o'clock now? Because you can't handle your drink, you know what I mean? Like, how many decades do you need?
That's another thing I like about Damnation. In fact, you go and the friendliness of the festival. I mean, there's such a range of people that go.
Yeah.
You get like kids that go. I've seen kids there, and then you've seen like 60-year-olds.
Yeah.
And everyone in between.
And it's good for that as well because you get there's a good side and the community side that we're talking about and going there and feeling that safeness, inclusiveness, and everybody just being a bit like not there to elbow away in front of you, fucking spill your drink or be a bit of a dick about it. And then there's a difficult when you're a promoter, as we get a demanding crowd because people are experienced, they're mature, they're not willing to take shit. They're treated like fucking idiots. And you go to something like Slam Dunk in that same venue at Leeds, like we get dogs abuse for 4,000 people and Slam Dunk at 6,000, right? And get praise. You know what I mean? Like 6,000 fucking teenagers, like, I fucking loved it, it was crazy. And you're like, that's the difference as well. So it's got positives and it's negatives. Like you get that there's no thefts and sexual assaults and fucking people puking in fucking corners and being arseholes to security and all the great things that's good about Damnation. We don't have that.
Yeah.
But you also get moaning bastards. Who are a bit like, my pint glass wasn't thick enough. And I went to the urinal and it smelt with pish. And you're like, well, that's fucking out. What do you want me to do? Spray the fucking toilets?
Oh my goodness.
So, aye. But I want to change it. Obviously. It's just the fans you've got and it makes Damnation what it is, and it's something about that challenge as well of trying to appease an audience who kind of know better.
Quite discerning.
Aye, they're not going to just accept the first offering of shite you serve up. It's like, no, we know what our tickets money's worth, we know what we want to see, and we expect a certain level of event when we get there, and we're not going to put up with less, and if we do, you're going to hear about it. and there's something that's quite rewarding when it works.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And like you say, it's the beauty of that is the fact you've now got this core, which means that you can take that and you can run with it. Not run with it, but as in like you safe in the knowledge that you've got that hard work's all been done, and you've got those people that would go every year.
Yeah, well, that we sold 1,000 tickets in 12 hours. 1,000 tickets in 12 hours. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, we've never done that. Never done anything like it. And when we put that first thing in the support, I feel like everybody's just had a really good Damnation 2021. I feel like there's a good vibe of the Damnation. I felt like we were still riding the crest of the wave of coming out of the pandemic, and there was a real feeling that we want to be involved in supporting the live music scene. Yeah. And we got to 1,000 tickets done in 12 hours, which was just like, somebody texted me, a friend texted me, said, if you do 12 tickets per day between now and the festival, you're sold out. Which after you've done 1,000 and 12 hours seems like they're just, it's all, but that's not how it works. You know what I mean? What happens is you go for 1,000, the next day doing, this is my wife phone. The next day you do 80 or 100, and then the day after that you do 50, and then you do 40 and 30, and then the treacle starts, and then it's a bit like, oh, you've done 10 a day, which is quite good, and then one other day you do 50, no, it's fucking great. And then you go through, you're doing like, everybody's at Bloodstock, you're doing like 2. Everybody's at Artangent, you're doing 1, you're like, right, okay. And I mean, this doesn't feel so quite exciting, but it builds up. You get 12 months yet, it builds up. Next thing you're at 4,000, you're like, well, you know what, we've got another couple of months to go, a few months to go. It's like everything's good. Yeah. But at the start, that was good, and then I'm glad that happened, because if it never happened as well, I feel like after that period had passed and everybody realised how fucking skint they were and how difficult things were getting, the fuel bills were rising and everything just started getting more expensive, and cost of living seemed to be what you just saw and heard and read about everywhere you went. It was like they really struggled. There'd been a big struggle with people selling tickets now, even for the major events. And I think if we never had the 1,000 there, it would have been the same. We were trying to get to 2,000 now, and I was a couple of thousand away from breaking even. You're sitting there going like, that's a fucking astronomical, that's like a house and car price. You know what I mean? That's a bit terrifying. So that support is incredible. I understand why not everyone can just do it in the first day. But see, if you did, let's say we sold 6,000 tickets a day after Damnation 2022. It's a promise, an absolute guaranteed promise that 2023 will be a better Damnation with a stronger lineup than what will happen if we do the same thing, because no one in the right mind, no promoter in the right mind is going to offer them the extra 10 grand for that special set if they don't have it. And it's sitting there in the bank, you know what I mean? When it's sitting in the bank, you can be bold with it. Oh God, this is great, we're getting all sorted. When it's not in the bank, you hope you're going to get it. Yeah. And April, well, maybe in April, but maybe that opportunity to get that, but I'm doing that set's already passed. So it's a tough one, because you're asking people to buy into a belief that they can't see. You know what I mean? Like, trust us to do this and we'll make sure you get it out. Like, and not 6,000 people aren't going to do that, but it turns out with Damnation 1,000 will. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely. 1,000 will be like, no, we believe. There's no bands on it, we believe what's going to happen, it's going to be amazing. Yep. And then the next week they get Ministry, Converge, At the Gates, Staying Slaughtered and Soul, My Dying Bride, Pig Destroyer, Wolves in the Front Room. Fucking incredible lineup. I agree. That's insane. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, absolutely. Right. On that note, did you want another drink, yeah? No, fuck, I'll have a drink. I'll listen. Yes. Right, let's.